Hey guys, so I actually just got done exercising, which is why I look like I just got done exercising. And that's actually the topic of today's journal entry. I actually just got done writing this, and I just felt like a little inspired to talk about what I wrote about. And I haven't really done that yet, where I literally just finished writing a journal entry and then talk about it. So I wrote this just now, March 1st. I just got done exercising at Planet Fitness. I'm still sweaty and weak and cooling down because I only just now got home. I made a goal to burn at least 300 calories today. I burned more than 400. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to go to the gym Monday to Friday. I really want to make it down to 140 pounds. I'm 158 right now, so that's only 18 pounds. That's not really a whole lot, but my mind keeps convincing me that it's super hard. Don't get me wrong, it's going to take hard work, dedication, and consistency. But my mind keeps acting like it's almost like impossible. And I know that's not true. My mind tends to do that a lot, I've noticed. I tend to doubt that good things can happen. One thing I learned in my last therapy session about myself is that I often doubt that good things can happen. I often don't see things as real like that. I learned that I ought to see that good things and opportunity are real and not just some abstract idea. A phrase that keeps popping up in my life lately is trust the process. And I've learned that oftentimes when something keeps popping up in my life, it's something I ought to pay attention to. Not always. Sometimes when things keep popping up in my life, they can be the complete opposite of what is true, as oftentimes what is constantly repeated is a calculated lie. But sometimes it pops up because it is true, and I can learn something from it. I think I've got a fairly good handle on detecting the difference. I think there are many ways I can use exercise to learn about my thinking process and my life. That is one example as to how I thought about exercise is also how I think generally. Now what I can do is detect that negative thinking process and fight it, and lose the 18 pounds. And perhaps that will also apply to other areas of my life. Yeah, so I don't know, I just think that not just with exercise, but with other things in life that involve us challenging ourselves, we really can learn a lot about ourselves. And I was just thinking, I lost 30 pounds, and, that is harder than 18 pounds. And don't get me wrong, the more you lose weight, the harder it is to lose it. But 18 pounds, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot for someone who's just starting out, but it's really not, almost impossible, which is what my mind keeps telling me. It keeps convincing me that it's, harder than it is. And like I said, it is hard. That's why people don't just lose weight left and right all the time. But, my mind was I guess the only way I can really explain it is it was convincing me that, it just can't happen. I was lacking the motivation because it was convincing me that, no matter how hard I try, it's just not going to happen. And I realized that I often do that without even realizing that I'm thinking like that. And not just with exercise. I do that with my life generally. I often think, I just don't trust the process, I guess. I don't trust that something good is going to happen. And I'm trying to work on trusting the process more. And I think that this applies with other things. I don't know what you guys do, but it could be with everything. It could be with chess, I don't know, video games. It could be with other exercises. It could be with reading, maybe. I mean, it could be schoolwork. Anything, any area in which you're challenging yourself. I think that the way you think about that thing can maybe be a portal into understanding how you think about everything, how you think generally about life and yourself. And I really do think it's important to think about how you think. Metacognition, if I remember right. I think that's the word for that, thinking about how you think. It's really important because you learn where you can improve, you learn where you're doing all right, and you learn about who you are, and you learn some of the good and evil parts of you. Yeah, I think it's really important to think about how you think, and I think the areas of our life in which we are challenging ourselves are, I just think that maybe the areas, maybe things like exercise or video games or chess or all of these other just ways in which we can challenge ourselves, just whatever way you're challenging yourself through a hobby or something, is maybe like a service level, like a service level hint, I guess, as to where your weaknesses are in real life. Maybe not. I'm really only just now really thinking about this. I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts with you, but I thought that was interesting because I did talk about that in my very last therapy session that I had, and then I realized that I did that with the exercise, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can learn something about myself through exercising. So, yeah, I think that's something I'm looking forward to figuring out. Exercise just for the sake of being healthy and exercising is great, but I can also learn things about myself, I think, and I think this is a good opportunity to do that. And I would encourage you guys to do that too. With whatever hobby you have, maybe think about how you think about it. And maybe that'll give you some information about yourself and how you view the world.